He's a starter. He's a big part of what North Lincoln does on offense and defense, but he was not the starting quarterback. But he did have the highlight of the night, a wide receiver pass right there at the end of the first half. He lofted it 43 yards, put it right on the money for Whitley. That gave North Lincoln the lead at halftime, 14-7, and they were really off to the races from there. So Jack Carter, our Subway of Boger City sub of the game, he had a great night all around. He threw that touchdown, 43 yards. He also caught an 18-yard touchdown pass, and he had 28 rushing yards. So Jack Carter all over the field for North Lincoln here tonight. He's our Subway of Boger City sub of the game. And then last but not least, our Greystone Eye offensive player of the game. Greystone Eye, pay them a visit at 2311 East Main Street in Lincolnton. We talked about Jack Carter. I'll look at his brother, Daniel Carter. Yeah, a lot of big-time performers here tonight for North Lincoln, so we'll try to honor them all. Daniel Carter, the senior on senior night, finishes the game 10 carries for 60 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns for Daniel Carter. He'll play his college ball at Davidson next year. But he leaves his impact on this program on senior night. 10 carries, 60 yards, 3 touchdowns for Daniel Carter, our Greystone Eye offensive player of the game here tonight. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors who have helped us bring you these games throughout the regular season. The regular season is over here tonight. We will be bringing you some playoff football next week. We're not sure where we're going to be next week. West Lincoln is in the playoffs. Maiden is in the playoffs out of the South Fork, so we'll get those started next Friday. Final thank you to our title sponsor here tonight, West End Sales. They've been our title sponsor all season. Visit West End Sales at 110 North Highway 18 in Vail. And last but not least, a big thank you to North Lincoln High School and the Fat Boys up here in the press box at North Lincoln. Nobody does it better. They are first class all the way, and they always take great care of us here at WLON. So shout out to North Lincoln and the Fat Boys on a big win here tonight, 40-19. I know they can't wait to get back at it in August. So that is all for tonight here from North Lincoln High School. We are signing off. I'm Matt Chapman here with Logan Baker. Thank you all for tuning in tonight and for listening to us all season. Hopefully you'll be with us next week as we get the playoffs started. So thank you to everybody and good night.
Coolers too. So for the fire that you desire, see Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Uptown Shelby, or online at futureenergyco.com.
No, you're not listening to a basketball game. Mr. Sparky Scoreboard, it's 70-39. Burns with 10 touchdowns. Trey Young, pick 6, takes it to the house. And it is 70-39, Jeff, and we're going to be here all night. Kevin's going to kick us off early because he wants to get the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show in. And Jeter, another Jam & J's Pizza Factory kickoff. And there it goes. Not quite as good as last time, but effective as it gets by the RS Central return man who'll pick it up and kneel on it. It's a good thing he knew the rule as he touched it, but he knew enough not to bring it out of that end zone, and it's going to come out for a touchback. Good job by Jeter.
Yeah, Jeter's 11th kickoff of the night.
So how much time we got left, Jeff?
Oh, we've still got 7:41 left.
7:41 on your Mr. Sparky Scoreboard.
And another flag down.
And I tell you what, it's not pretty. It is not pretty out there, okay? All right, we're on all 3 stations, WCSL, WLON, okay, WOHS. This is not a mistake. It is 70-39 Burns as they have 9 offensive touchdowns. Trey Young, takes it in from 35 yards out on a pick six, make it 70-39. So if you like scoring, this is your game, is that they're waving the flag off. Are they waving the flag off? When the official does that, or maybe he was signaling or something with the flag, usually you don't do that with the flag.
Well, you got the head officials over here talking to the RS Central coach.
Who's really, they had high hopes of throwing this thing into Bedlam.
Well, it was 14-7 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And we have had, in the fourth quarter, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 5 touchdowns just here in the third quarter.
I don't know what the delay is. The official's having a secret meeting there. They're away from all the coaches. One official is talking to the RS Central head coach.
28 points by the Bulldogs here in the fourth quarter, 6 points by Central.
And let's see what we got going on here. They're explaining something to, I think, that was David Devine. He was talking to Dave. I thought he was talking to another official. And David Devine not satisfied. He's not satisfied. He's pointing over there, and now David Devine's going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty. And Coach Devine, you did earn that, but he's upset about something. He is really upset, and he pointed twice. And when the second time he pointed, he said something, and the official flagged him, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure what's going on. But I'll tell you what, brother David, he earned that one, Jeff. I guarantee you, whatever he said, it was not have a nice day. So that's going to be 15 yards and to bring it out to the 35-yard line. I think he's upset. Remember when he was waving the flag? I think they waved the flag off, and I think Coach Devine didn't think it should be waved off. So it'll be first down and 10. They initially had it on their own 20. That's where the drive officially began. Now it's what's going on? What you got? We okay? What? Okay. All right, never mind. We were doing some investigating here to try to figure out what was going on. But ball placed at the 35-yard line, first down and 10 after, as I said, there was a dispute over something. And Burns' coaching staff was not happy, I think, about a flag being picked up. Anyway, it's first down and 10. RS Central from their own 35, now trailing by 31 points. And handoff, and there goes Toms again. He's still rumbling, still fighting. Got to give that kid a little credit. He's not quit, Jeff.
That's actually Hines.
Oh, it's Hines.
Yeah, that's Hines, fullback. 11-yard gain. Hines and Toms both have run really, really hard. And, again, another first down.
Hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, it really is. They're both pretty much the same size. The only reason I know it's Hines is I just see he starts at fullback. Now, if they ever put Toms at fullback, then it'd be all over.
He's a load.
Hines is at fullback and Toms is at one of the halfbacks, and so.
All right, so man comes in motion, and they're going to throw it, and there's a penalty. It's going to be a pre-snap false start.
They're finally going to call that penalty. I've been telling you, I've been waiting for them to call. Illegal.
Somebody get up the field a little early, maybe.
Yeah.
So the little Canadian football being played here. 5-yard penalty is going to make it first down and 15. So let's see what we got here. Make sure that we're still on.
Most importantly, we're down to 7:09 left in the game. Again, it's been pretty incredible. 70-39.
Yeah.
Burns.
RS Central under center. Costin back. He's got time. He's going to let it go. It's going to be a jump ball and a little hand fighting there. No call. Incomplete passes. Really didn't have a chance to be caught, Jeff.
Yeah, and what you're going to see from here on out, the Burns defenders are not worrying about run contain at all. And because you're up by 31, and they've had the 3 huge pass plays have all been because corners and safeties have come up in what they thought was run support, and they've gotten run behind. And so now they're saying, okay, if you get 15 yards on a run, that's okay. We're not going to give up the 60-yard pass anymore.
That's right. Toss play, and guess who? Toms. They hit him. He's still fighting. It takes 4 white shirts to bring him down. Yeah, 63 was involved, and that is Avante Maddox amongst others.
Yeah, he was hit about 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he got back 3 of those. So Now it's going to be fourth.
Is that tackle for loss there?
Yeah, it's a 3-yard loss. And it's going to be 3rd and 18.
They were determined to get Toms on the ground that time. And now the clock's moving.
Yeah, we're down to 6:20.
6:20 left to go in this marathon of a game. 70-39 on your Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Costin under center. Quickly threw. And I thought Allen was waiting on another pick, but sails wide, incomplete. 4th down and very long, Jeff.
Yeah, 4th down and 18. And again, as we talked, Central, the entirety of their pass offense is based on play action.
Deception.
And it's worked. I mean, they got those 3 long touchdown passes, but when it's 4th down and 18, and Central just took their last time out of the night.
Okay, so we'll be back. Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 70-39 Burns. You're listening to the WHS Game of the Week, brought to you by West End Sales.
If you're not bundling your insurance with Allstate, you might have fear of missing out, or FOMO.
You're too old to say FOMO.
But people who don't bundle their auto and home with Allstate...
No, FOMO is about fun stuff, not insurance.
But what if people use the money they save to pay for that fun stuff?
Okay, fine.
Your local Allstate agent is Damon Scott. Give him a call at 704-484-3463.
Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
The Transportation Administration of Cleveland County continues to operate TAC, Cleveland County Transit and Reach. The Cleveland County Transit route will continue to be free to ride until further notice. The office is closed to visitors. For more information, call 704-482-6705. Again, 704-482-6705. For schedules and times, visit taxshelbync.com. That's taxshelbync.com. Drivers clean and sanitize their vehicles every route.
All right, we're back 70-39 as it is 4th down and a mile for RS Central, and Costin's back. He's got time. He's running out of time. He's going to be sacked. He's going to get about a 1-yard run.
Yep, he's going to get a 1-yard gain. That's going to turn it over on downs, and Goodson was in on the tackle.
Yep.
And so, once again, Burns is going to take it over here in Central territory with still 6 minutes and 1 second. So, we've got almost half the 4th quarter. And, and Burns is not really trying to score right now. They would love to get some 3-yard gains and get this game over with. But, still 6:01 left.
I tell you what, I'm surprised they're not going to bring like the bigger bruising back in to just run a little clock. But, 39-yard line. I don't know if, Coach Devine wants to get to the 77-point mark. We'll see as it's 70-39. Burns ahead. Little pistol set, and Norris is going to get the ball and weave through there. I tell you what, they get him down that time, but not before he got about 7.
Yeah, he got 7 yards, and he's just he is quick, to say the least.
Now, Burns is probably going to take their time. Play clock at 30. And if I'm Burns, I'm just going to milk this thing all the way down. But I tell you what, they're up and ready to go.
Well, they always get up on the line of scrimmage, but then they wait around. They've got another 20 seconds.
Another 20 seconds left to go as Sweezy now taking his time. 15 seconds, 14 seconds on the play clock. Got to be under 6 on the game clock now. As Sweezy now gets ready to run the play, they'll snap it with about 5. He's going to throw it. He's going to throw it for the end zone. He's got a man over the shoulder, incomplete. As it looked like Trey Young was out there, but incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Stops the clock with 5:12 left.
Yeah, with 5:12 left, and I tell you what, he's really going for the jugular there on that pass play, but incomplete, and Trey Young has to trot all the way back, as that was very nearly a touchdown. No, that's Allen. Check that. I thought it was Trey Young, 23, not 13. These old tired eyes have a hard time seeing all the way across the field. And now Sweezy in the gun again and getting a little direction from the sideline. And now he's got the ball, and he'll hand it to Norris, who's around the 30 to the 25. Attaboy, stay in bounds, keep that clock moving. What'd you give him there, about 9?
Down to the 21, so that's going to be actually about 13.
13. Sorry, I always skip one of those.
It's only the third first down of the second half for Burns.
But a big one, as they want to milk this thing and stay in bounds.
Well, they've got 5 touchdowns and 3 first downs.
So I see number 25 in the game, Nicholas Vincent, getting to play a little bit. And we still see 52 in there, and that's Jackson Bivens. 79 also on the offensive line. That's Thomas Padilla. Try to give some of these big boys a shout out. They've done a good job tonight. And snap back, and it's going to be Norris up the middle and tripped up this time. Maybe got a couple.
Yep, going to get a 2-yard gain. And the clock is at 4:14 and running.
So 4:14 away, and Burns is going to seal up that second spot. And, I said there might be bedlam if you had a bunch of teams with 2 losses. Chase defeats, check that, South Point defeats Chase tonight. Kings Mountain defeats Crest 28-7. So a bit of a surprise there. West Lincoln also a big winner tonight. Thank you, John, for sending me that score. And Burns taking their time. 10 seconds left on the play clock now. And a little pistol set. And now they'll probably snap it with about 4 seconds left. And they do. And it's Norris up the middle. Makes a man miss. And he's pulled out by the shirt by number 33. Would not let him go. And that was Hooper, who's had a couple touchdowns tonight. Boy, he wasn't going to let him go that time, was he, Jeff?
No, he wasn't. It was a good tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 3, and Burns is finally able to burn a little bit of clock. We're down to 3:13, so they won't have to snap it until we're down into the 2 minutes or so.
And Sweezy's coming off the field, I guess, to get the play or just to talk to his coach. They're 17, 16, 15.
Well, this is a situation where I think Central is out of timeouts, and you could run this down and take a timeout and run as much clock as you could.
Let's see what they're going to do.
7 seconds. He's got to hurry. He's got time.
4, 3 seconds, 2. They snap it. Norris dancing his way through a little crease, and he didn't score.
He could have scored.
Down. Yeah, he slid down. He slid down at the 2.
And now I imagine Burns is going to try not to score. There's 2:30 left.
So that's a 9-yard run officially, and another S&L Auto Sales first down. And I think Sweezy will go victory formation, and they will not put a double exclamation point by this one, which is a good display of sportsmanship.
The trouble is it's hard to run that much.
Yeah,
they may just have to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, this is victory formation here. And this game's going to be over, so Burns is going to move to 5-2 on the season, 4-1. Check that, 5-1 in the conference.
And they actually tie Shelby with the 5-1 record, but
Shelby
gets the tiebreaker by virtue of a 2-point 20-18 victory at Burns.
So how much time now, Jeff?
Well, they waited to start that. They've waited to stop the clock, and so we're down inside 1:30. So the officials are going to make it possible to run this out without having to turn it over on downs.
So it is 10 seconds left to go on the play clock.
Yeah, and we're all the way down to 1:17. So they.
And good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, not afternoon. I'm used to doing the podcast here in the station in the afternoons, everybody. You're listening to the Full Throttle Powersports North Carolina Prep Football Postgame Show, brought to you by NCFullThrottlePowersports.com. They've got Sea-Doos, they've got SU T's, UTVs, all those T's, all the off-roading you could go, whether in the water or in the dirt. Full Throttle Powersports in Lowell has got everything you need. Oh, thanks for tuning in, folks, everybody. We're on the, you're watching the Red Zone, no, not Red Zone, sorry, our post-game show. We're getting ready to get all of our radio stations tuned in over to us. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to give the scores across the area in just a few moments. As you can see, if you're watching online, obviously, so we've already posted some of the scores as they come in. We're going to get them all up and going here in just a little bit. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in, first of all. How about that Burns Bulldogs final score there, folks? 70 points for the Bulldogs. And we'll talk about this probably in the morning, and I'm going to have to ask Cinefani about it. But Coach Devine, with 70 points on the scoreboard, managed to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And I'm not one to say, keep your temper or anything, but got 70 points. You ain't got too much to complain about, but Coach Devine gets the flag. All right, Burns 70-39 over RS Central. Bessemer City falls at Cherville 43-30. North Lincoln at home wins 40-19 over Bandits. Maiden won last night 32-7 over Lincoln. Let's see, West Lincoln 35-7 over Cherokee. East Lincoln 30-7 over Newton Conover. South Point wins, folks. South Point again, close game every game. They win tonight by 2, 36-34. I even think Shannon's pretty close on that score. Where did he write that? Ooh, I've got that. Let's see. Shannon, where did you write that score? I've got it right here because he picked. It was like a 2-point game in that one, and he picked that way. So I know he did that. Andre's got my sheet. No, that's his sheet. Well, dang, I had it right here. But anyway, all right. Well, Shannon got close on that. South Point wins by 2 against Chase. I thought I had the sheet. Well, whatever. We're going to pull up standings and all that in just a little bit as well. East Gaston, North Gaston were tied at 22 in overtime, folks. We're waiting on that score to come in. Kings Mountain wins big time tonight, 28-7 over Crest. What everybody thought might be the game of the week turned out nothing. Shelby wins a forfeit over East Rutherford 2-0 is how we'll score that. I don't know if that's the official score. Some other scores from around the area. West Henderson 22 falls at North Buncombe 36. Asheville 33-14 over North Henderson. Starmount falls at Ashe County 27-20. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break here online as we get the radio tuned in and back up with us, and we get everybody together on our broadcast. So just stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Bowling Springs Carpet and Tile wishes all the Cleveland County football teams the best of luck this season. Bowling Springs Carpet and Tile is your full-service flooring center with a great selection of quality brands. Flooring by Mannington, Thermocore, XL, Permastone, and new waterproof Mohawk Rev Wood. Carpeting by Mohawk, Shaw, and Southwind. Hardwood flooring by Somerset and Shaw, and luxury waterproof vinyl plank and tile. Check them out at 137 North Main Street, Bowling Springs. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, Saturday, 10 to 1. By appointment, 704-434-9019.
Has life's little surprises got you feeling small? Come just around the corner to Bridges Hardware in Kings Mountain, where your problem becomes their problem. Their trained customer service associates can help you take care of all your hardware needs. Bridges Hardware, located at the corner of King and Chancellor Streets in Kings Mountain. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Give them a call at 704-739-5461. That's Bridges Hardware at the corner of King and Chancellor Streets in Kings Mountain. Dellinger's Jewel Shop in Kings Mountain is a fourth-generation, family-owned, 131-year-old business that has consistently supported the Kings Mountain community and high school sports. Dellinger's offers quality diamonds, gold and silver jewelry, custom jewelry, and jewelry repair, and great gift items and free gift wrapping. And they offer a sale price every day. So remember them for that special gift. Looking for that perfect engagement ring? They have a great selection of preset rings and loose diamonds. They're the place to go for better diamonds at a better price. Dellinger's Jewel Shop, 112 West Mountain Street, Kings Mountain. Call 704-739-8031.
The J. Morgan Company is proud of our Cleveland County high schools. Burns, Crest, Kings Mountain, and Shelby, and wishes all of our local high school athletes good luck. Whether it be football, cross country, tennis, soccer, basketball, volleyball, swimming, wrestling, track, golf, softball, or baseball, best wishes for a good season. Take the discipline, integrity, sportsmanship, and winning spirit you learn participating in your sport and use this to be successful and happy for the rest of your life. And fans, go out and support these student athletes by being in attendance at their games.
Just in Time Plumbing wishes Cleveland County high school football teams the best of luck this season. Family owned and operated, serving Cleveland and Gaston counties. They handle bathtub and vanity installation, new home construction plumbing, commercial sinks, Renai tankless water heaters, water line repairs, unclogging drains, gas piping, and more. And they offer project financing. Their licensed service professionals provide first-class service on time, on budget, 24/7. Call 704-600-8350 for your free estimates. Just-in-time plumbing every time. 107 South City Street, Kings Mountain.
I'm your phone. Stuck down here between your seat and your console? Playing a little hide and seek.
Cold. Boiling. Jackpot. And if you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself.
So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Your local Allstate agent is Damon Scott. Give him a call at 704-484-3463. Bugs, beware the web. The Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control web, that is. There's got to be a reason Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control has been voted the best pest control service in our area every year since 2010. They bring 50 years of experience from residential to commercial. They also do moisture control along with waterproofing, new construction treatments, mold and mildew remediation, plus fire and mosquito control. For a free estimate, call 866-990-0004 or visit the website at carolinapestcontrol.com. Kneeline Coal Termite and Pest Control, 201 North Main Street in Boiling Springs. Sometimes the cheapest auto body shop turns out to be the most expensive. That's why we recommend Sism & Son Paint and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. Your car is one of the most important investments you do for yourself and your family. From auto body repair and painting to motorcycle refinishing to dent removal to 24-hour towing service. Call Sism & Son Paint and Body Shop at 704-730-0050. Yes, accidents do happen, and Sism & Son Body Shop is there for you when it does. Again, call 704-730-0050. Shope Shoes in Shelby has all the top men's and women's safety footwear brands. Red Wing, Wolverine, Timberland, Ariettes, and more. Come on in for a free foot scan. Then let them direct you toward one of 4 Atrix orthotic inserts, customized to your foot comfort and needs. To help you get up and go, check out their great athletic brands, Gravity Defier, Brooks, and New Balance, plus popular hiker brands like Merrill and Keen. Shope Shoes, wishing all Cleveland County teams great luck this season. 1843 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, Sunday 1 to 5. Call 704-482-8653.
Boiling Springs Carpet and Tile wishes all.
Hey, good evening, everybody. You got me in there, JP? Hey, good evening, everybody. Yeah, what's up, JP? Well, I can't hear you. Hold on, JP. I got to hit a couple buttons. Boop, boop. How about now? Try me, JP. Hey. Well, good evening, everybody. This is there you go. The Full Throttle Powersports of Lowell post-game show brought to you by NC Full Throttle Powersports.com. We got scores coming across the board. If you're watching live on YouTube, we'll have some highlights hopefully in a little bit. Twitter's been acting weird tonight. That's what we run our scores and highlights through. So we're going to try to get them going. About half of them have been coming up and working right there. But what you can do, you having trouble hearing me, Dennis?
Yeah.
Don't know why. JP, can you hear us in there? Oh, hold on. I got it, Dennis. How about that? Check. Can you hear me over here?
Yeah, we're good. I can hear JP. Yeah, I'm good now.
We can't hear each other too well. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're sitting right there.
Well, I know that. Let's go up a little bit. As long as JP's got.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right.
I got you.
All right, JP.
It's been one of those nights,
right?
Folks, it's technical difficulties, if you will.
So we've got some scores. We're going to give those here in just a moment. And Dennis, if you want to kind of look at the board and go over, because I know Andre's put some up that I don't have on the score, and I will update on the screen what's going on.
Well, I'm going to start over here with the WCSL game tonight. Big rivalry between Cherryville and Bessemer City. And the Ironmen were victorious tonight, 43-30. Hold it down, Andre. Hold it down. In a game heard on WHS tonight between RS Central and Burns, Burns was victorious tonight, 70-39. On WLON tonight, North Lincolnton and Bandy's, North Lincolnton 40, Bandy's 19. And last night, in a previously played game, Maiden beat Lincolnton 32-7. Shelby got a forfeit this week from East Rutherford, and so that score is 2-0 in Shelby. West Lincoln went up to Cherokee tonight, and they were victorious up there by a score of 35-7. East Lincoln and Newton Conover. East Lincoln Mustangs got back on the winning track tonight with the score of 30-7. And this is a little upset to me, but I think it shows, Kevin, I said to you earlier, I think the Ashbrook team just ran out of time this year because they were showing improvements. They beat Huss tonight 30-17. And in a slobber knocker, South Point and Chase tonight. Chase had a very good season. South Point came back from the dead this year and beat Chase tonight by a score of 36-34. So Red Raiders are at least playing well.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. As soon as I sit down, I can kind of pitch in here for a sec. Well,
sure.
Maybe I'm not, because like I said, the Twitter has been our enemy tonight. Follow us on we've been posting scores and highlights at KTC Broadcasting on What's Up Shopper, hashtag KTC Scores, hashtag KTC Sports as well. Now that I said that, Dennis, I interrupted you and wanted to tell about the South Point scores.
Go right ahead.
It just went silly, so I tell you,
it's the way it's going tonight, folks.
Go ahead.
You had to be
finish
here.
What you were doing.
You had to be here to know what's
well,
going.
Poor Tom had a
loose wire.
Yeah, a bad connection up there, and it kept going in and out. We want to apologize for those folks. That's what was happening is the box and the wire. Something about there's a short in the wire, and you know you never know how that happens. Somebody steps on a wire or bends it the wrong way. It's always something weird. But well, Dennis, give whatever you was doing the scores, and I'll update the scores on the screen for the folks.
In a battle royal tonight, in overtime, the East Gaston Warriors beat North Gaston 28-25. And, man, this one hurts. Over in Kings Mountain tonight, the Kings Mountain Mountaineers, I'm bowing down to you, Mountaineers, because Kings Mountain took care of business tonight and beat Crest by a score of 28-7, winning the conference championship and the number one ranking going into the playoffs. Forest View tonight over Kramer by a score of 45-19. It was Fred T. Ford and West Iredale tonight. West Iredale 16, Ford 13. High Brighton, the Panthers are on a roll, 62-0 over Patton. It was Bunker Hill 38, West Caldwell 7. In Alexander Central tonight, Alexander Central 49 and South Caldwell 20. It was McDowell back on the winning track tonight. This is an upset, I think, to some people. It was McDowell 30, Freedom 6 tonight. A big victory there for the McDowell Titans. Watauga and T.C. Roberson tonight. This was a bit of an upset and surprise to me, Kevin. T.C. Roberson took care of business tonight, 47-36 over Watauga Pioneers.
Oh, so you said, hold on.
Yeah,
You said,
take note of that.
let me, I did.
How's that going to affect that playoff picture?
That's
there?
3A, right?
That's 3A.
So Roberson,
which will be 4A next year.
Watauga was in the 1 seed at 5-0, and Roberson was in the 2 seed. That conference gets 3 seeds, so all they're doing is flip-flopping seeds.
They're just playing musical chairs.
Right. Now, both, however, Dennis, are in the big 3A.
Yeah.
So they'll be in the same bracket.
Yeah. And they're both going to be playing 4A, I think, next year.
Okay. So they're both in the big 3A, so they'll be in that. So we're going to break those down the best we can a little bit and give you guys what we think will be next week and what the options are for each team.
Stay tuned for Kevin's finest prognostications.
Well, it's fuzzy math off the Athletic Association's fuzzy math.
Hey, in this case, I trust you more than I trust the high school association.
Well, I was right on the 2 things before the games that we had, and they were wrong. So
there you go.
We're going with that one right now.
Ash Central 27, Starmount 20. It was I can't read that. Robbinsville. Robbinsville 17 and Murphy 7. Yep. A little bit of an upset there, I thought. Hayesville 27. Swain County 20. It was Asheville. Court, you did good, son. Asheville 33. North Henderson 14. That'll have some playoff effects too, won't it, Kevin?
I did hear Asheville a little while ago. Asheville, did they win or lose?
Asheville won.
So Asheville with a win over
North Henderson.
Okay, so that knocked North Henderson out. I can go ahead and mark them out. Asheville earns the 3 seed in the 3A. Now, what that means, though, they're going to be going on the road. So Asheville will be one of the teams going on the road. Oh, jeez, did I count this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So Asheville knocks out North Henderson. Asheville will be in the small, according to my calculations, the small 3A, and they'll be going on the road. That could be a possible Kings Mountain.
Yeah.
So Kings Mountain will be hosting one of those 4 smaller 8. So Kings Mountain basically will be hosting either Crest, West Rowan, Asheville, Catholic, or Robinson. Did Catholic win tonight? Did we get that one? We need to check on that one too. It's not on the board. Yeah, I know. But go ahead, Dennis.
Well, North Buncombe took care of West Henderson tonight, 36-22. And Andrews over Rossman tonight, 40-6. And Andre is trying to see about that other score there.
Which one was you asking about? I'm getting text here left and right on some of these folks sending stuff in. What was you just asking about, Dennis? Anything in particular?
I thought you were asking about the...
I'm working on that one.
Yeah,
God, that's basketball. Jeez. What is it? Charlotte Catholic varsity football says 4-1, and then it gives me a schedule of like 10 games. So I'm not sure what that's trying to say to me. Well, I'll look it up through the Twitter maybe.
Okay.
All right. So we've got. Did you get through the scores, Dennis?
I went through all the scores. What we did was we talked a little bit about some playoff implications when we talked about some of the scores. You've got some the Hastings projections. He's been polishing the crystal ball over here, folks.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to type in this real quick.
Go right ahead.
And Marvin Ridge and see if it showed up. 49 minutes ago. Catholic wins.
Catholic wins.
If Marvin Ridge would have won, that would have knocked Catholic out of the playoffs.
But I would figure it's either
It says Marvin Ridge is on
Kings
the
Mountain is probably either going to play Asheville or Catholic would be my speculation, if you want to call it that.
So
because nothing is set in stone until tomorrow.
Right. So Catholic gets in as a second place team.
Yeah.
That they still Marvin Ridge, it says, can still get in depending on what Alexander Central does, and they won. So Alexander Central will get that spot, and Marvin Ridge has been eliminated. So the next one would be, well, Let me take that back. There may still be one more spot, Dennis, according to this. So basically now the Alexander's got that spot. It comes down to Marvin Ridge, Dudley, or Southwest Guilford for the 16th spot. So that's what they're fighting for in the 3A.
Well, Dudley's pretty good. It's had a pretty good year. So
I didn't mean to mark Alexander Central. Where's Alexander Central as far as, do you know, Dennis, as far as their ADM numbers? Are they low or high on that? I've got it marked here. I can look if you don't. I just didn't know if you knew off the top of your head.
No, not off the top of my head.
Oh, they are in the big 3As. They got 1,400 kids, so Chris won't have to be worrying about that in Kings Mountain. So the 3A is kind of set.
Yeah.
From what I think, folks. So follow me here. If you can, Kings Mountain will host either J.M. Robinson, Charlotte Catholic in round 1, which would be that's what Kings Mountain wants, don't they? Don't they want them to come over in round 1 after what happened last year? Come to our place in the first round. So in round 1, we could have J.M. Robinson, Charlotte Catholic, Asheville, or West Rowan. One of those is going. I'm going to put it this way, Dennis. So Crest is in a 2. So let me.
Yeah, they got to go somewhere.
Let me highlight them here so I know exactly where they're at.
Or would they probably go Statesville?
Crest will be going to either. Here's the thing, folks. Kings Mountain, Statesville, and AC Reynolds will have the top 3 seeds.
Yeah.
Okay?
So they get home games.
The 4 and 5 seed is between Crest, J.M. Robinson, and Charlotte Catholic. Okay? Now, remember, these are random draws, so we don't know.
Yeah.
So Crest could draw a home game still against one of those 2 teams.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That would be interesting.
So Kings Mountain will play either West Rowan, Asheville, or 2 of the teams, or either Robinson or Catholic. Crest will play either Kings Mountain, Statesville, Reynolds, Robinson, or Catholic. So they've got 5 choices right now just based on that. So Crest could be either 4 through 6. Kings Mountain could be 1 through 3. There's 8 teams in the bracket. So that's the best I can do as far as updating.
And when it comes down to the draw, it's like Kings Mountain, undefeated season. In my opinion, they should be the number 1 seed. However, it could be Statesville.
Well, I was about to say Statesville's undefeated and AC Reynolds is too. And I don't know if I put Reynolds on the scoreboard for tonight, but they're undefeated as well. So it's just random draws. There is no, like I said, they don't care. In fact, Shelby could get the 1 seed with their loss still.
Okay, because they're conference champions.
Right. That's all they're doing. They're not putting them on their random draw in the top 4 seeds.
And there's none of that socially acceptable, how many free lunches or anything that they're planning on doing in the fall.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing any of that in math, Dennis, other than football on this one. So in the 2A, Hendersonville, West Stanley, Shelby, Mountain Heritage, and Forbush are the 5 2A teams.
Okay.
That are champions. So what that means, one of those will not get a home game.
Gee, which one?
One of those 5 will not get a home game, and one of those 5 will have to play another one of those teams.
Ooh.
So in the first round, you could have Shelby and Forbush, Shelby and Mountain Heritage, Shelby West Stanley, Shelby Hendersonville, either in a 4 or 5 matchup, just depending on the draw.
But Shelby will have a home game.
Not necessarily.
Oh. This is getting interesting, folks.
Right. So you're having basically 5 teams will be drawing for 5 spots.
Yeah.
In the top 5. If you draw a 4 or 5, you're playing another 1. If you're the 5 seed, you're on the road. So whoever draws the 5 seed out of those 5 will be on the road.
Get your traveling bags.
Right. So Shelby could be hosting if they aren't the 4 or 5, if they end up 1, 2, 3, Dennis, they'll be hosting Bunker Hill, West Lincoln, or Walkertown.
Mm-hmm. Another West Lincoln Shelby matchup.
It could possibly be.
Terry Reinhardt would love that.
Again, so we'll say that out loud, folks. Shelby, this is their options. They're either hosting Bunker Hill, West Lincoln, or Walkertown, or they're in a 4-5 matchup, either hosting Hendersonville, West Stanley, Mountain Heritage, or Forbush, or being at one of those schools, Hendersonville, West Stanley, Mountain Heritage, or Forbush.
So, Kevin, to make this as clear as muddy water.
Oh, God, yeah.
Shelby, which is conference champion,
right,
could end up on the road against somebody.
Right.
And Crest, which finished second in the conference,
right,
could have a home game.
Right. Ask the this is not mine. This is the Athletic Association's. Well, that's what happens, Dennis, when you keep splitting things.
Yeah.
The more times you split, the crazier, weirder it's going to be and get. So when we didn't know they were splitting until tonight. We thought we were going 1 through 4, and the brackets made sense that you were going to have that many teams, the 16 in it, and that's just going to.
But the numbers and what they said they were going to do don't match up.
So then when you split it, we end up looking at these numbers, and it's all kinds of nuttery.
It's that new math.
There's all kinds of new math on this one. JP, where you at? All right, buddy. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. Matt Chapman's going to give us a call in just a few moments from Lincoln County to kind of sum up the season over there in the South Fork 2A. So we'll be back in a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Full Throttle Powersports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Powersports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts, too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. That's Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. The fire that you desire is found at Future Energy Company on West Graham Street in Shelby. For 38 years, Future Energy Company in Shelby has been keeping Cleveland County warm and cozy with gas logs and fireplace inserts, plus keeping you fed with a Big Green Egg and Green Mountain pellet grills. And they carry the Yeti coolers too. So for the fire that you desire, see Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Uptown Shelby, or online at futureenergyco.com. Now you can get metal roofing at getabuilding.com in Shelby. Yes, all colors of metal roofing with a 40-year paint warranty. And now priced at just $227 a linear foot. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Ask to see the selection today of metal roofing at getabuilding.com. Plus, see them for your carports, garages, barns, and storage buildings. Call 704-482-7880. And you too can become a happy customer at getabuilding.com. Visit the website or at the location at 1705 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. They are the building people. Attention contractors. H&M Industries in Shelby sells wholesale. You get wholesale pricing, like vinyl windows as low as $149 with a lifetime warranty on frames and sash, plus low E argon, extra strength glass as low as $149, plus metal roofing, just 82 cents a square foot with a 40-year warranty. And get vinyl siding at wholesale prices too. That's H&M Industries, 3931 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-734-9900 or visit the website at hmindustries.com. The big truck has backed up, and the scratch and dent appliances have been unloaded at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come see the selection, but hurry, they won't last long. All kinds of appliances, washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and more. Bring your stimulus check and drive away with your new appliance. From Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Save the date. That's Friday, April 16th for the Giant Spring Open House event at Hojo Powersports and Equipment in Shelby. There will be super specials on their full line of equipment. Take 15% off Shindawa trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws. Plus, the boss will be there broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Again, that's Friday, April 16th, the Spring Open House event at Hojo Powersports and Equipment, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
And we're back on the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show, and we have a caller on the line.
You got him on there?
Yeah.
Got us on? You there, Matt?
Matt?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, brother. Matt Chapman broadcasting tonight over at North Lincoln, 40-19, Knights over Bandies. And then last night you had Maiden 32-7 over Lincoln. West Lincoln wins tonight 35-7. and East Lincoln 30-7 over Newton Conner. Matt, before the games tonight, everything was all over but the crying in that conference. West Lincoln had sewn up the 2, Maiden the 1. They both cruised tonight, heading into the 2A playoffs. How do you really, but not looking at the games really last night and tonight, I really want you to kind of sum up the season in the Southwest, in the South Fork 2A, and talk a little bit about the the MVPs maybe of the league and how the season ended up, how it wrapped up and went this year.
Yeah, well, I was listening to you guys on the drive home here and trying to sift through all these playoff scenarios. So I am thankful that we got everything wrapped up in the South Fork last week, and I don't really have to worry about too much of that. But yeah, it was a good season. A lot of good teams, a very competitive league. Maiden obviously won the league; they're undefeated, 6-0. But West Lincoln, you guys said it, they got the 2nd seed. They'll be going to the playoffs. I don't know if it'll happen now that they're splitting them into small and big. But I'd love to see a West Lincoln Maiden rematch at some point in the playoffs. That was a 21-20 win for Maiden way back in week 2. And those were the 2 best teams all year in the league. So I'd love to see that one again if possible. For a long time there, it looked like East Lincoln may have been the class of the conference. We did them, 4 or 5 weeks in a row. So we saw a lot of the Mustangs, and, they probably won't make it in, but they're a good team. And in a normal year, I think they're definitely a playoff team. But, with the condensed playoffs this year, some good teams are going to get left out. And it looks like they'll probably be one of those. But yeah, looking forward, I know you guys were saying we might get another West Lincoln Shelby for the 3rd straight year here to get the playoffs started. So I like this West Lincoln team. I was listening to you guys on the pregame show, and I think it was Shannon was saying, it's not a team that's going to put up a lot of points and really blow anyone out, but they are a real tough physical football team, and I don't see them getting blown out either. So whoever they end up having to play in that first round will get a tough matchup. And then Maiden, I think it'll be real interesting if they end up small 2A, which it sounds like they probably will. I think they could have a real shot in that bracket. They've got talent everywhere.
By my count, Matt, they're on the 8-9 bubble.
Okay, so they're right there.
So the line, by my count right now, for big and small, is Maiden, Shelby, and West Lincoln are all right there on the line. And I'm trying to make sure I get all the teams in right now, and I'll kind of finalize that in a little bit. But by my count, that's before the game started tonight. You could have a change here and there. Before the game started, Maiden was in the top 3A in the 3 bubble, and West was in the small. But again, they're only 13 students away from each other, and right. Shelby's in between them, and Bunker Hill's in between them. So, just looking at that, I mean that right there may even split it up to push Maiden up to a big 2A, and which is weird. When I played, they were a 1A school, but we were in a split. They were in a 1A conference, and now they're looking at maybe a big 2A draw there, Matt. So sorry to interrupt you while you're.
Yeah, and we're not even going to talk about East and West.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, that's a whole other set of problems there. But yeah, it seems like they're always right there around that cut line when we get down to these seeding and playoff conversations. But Maiden has definitely the offensive talent to hang with anybody. We were there last night for the Lincolnton game, and obviously Lincolnton is down right now. But Maiden is as explosive as anyone that I've seen. They've got the 2 top receivers in the conference this year. They're both Maiden guys, Brennan James, the senior, and then Chris Culliver, just a sophomore, but he is going to be a very special player. I see him. I'd be shocked if he doesn't end up playing some big-time college football somewhere. He had, I think, 5 catches for 180 yards in the first half last night. So, yeah, both these teams out of the South Fork, West Lincoln and Maiden, they're very different teams. West Lincoln more physical, run the ball, play defense. Maiden loves to throw it around the yard, but they'll both present some matchup problems potentially for whoever they end up getting in this first round of the playoffs.
Well, Matt, since you've got your crystal ball there and we're just speculating here, how would you see maybe a possible down the road Maiden-Shelby contest?
It'd be interesting. You know, I'm not fully up on Shelby. I know they dropped a couple here in these last few weeks. I know they had some issues at quarterback with an injury there, but they're still Shelby, you know. Obviously, I think that would be a very fun game to watch, probably some explosive offense on both sides. It'd be interesting. Shelby is almost always has the athlete advantage, but Maiden's got some big-time athletes up there. It'd be a very interesting game. I'd like to see that one come to fruition.
Well, that's why I asked, because the way you described Maiden, and I haven't seen Maiden this year, it sounded like they had the ability to not only run the ball, but to throw the ball. And that sounded like a kind of a team that could give Shelby some competition here in the playoffs.
Yeah, that Culliver kid that I talked about, that sophomore receiver, I think he would be. I think he could match any athlete probably on that Shelby team, and I know they've got some great ones, but that kid really is special. And like I said, he's not the only weapon that they've got out there. They are a very balanced offense. They run it well, and obviously they throw it. And their quarterback, Ethan Rhodes, he's a junior. He's done a much better job here late in the season as they've kind of gotten hot as an offense. He's done a lot better job taking care of the football, and so that's big. If he can play turnover free and get the ball out there to those weapons, they can hang with anybody, I think.
All right. Well, we're just playing what ifs here because we don't have any firm, seedings yet.
Matt, let give me my calculations. Let's see, this is just on top of our heads what we think. Without going through tonight's games, West Lincoln would be traveling to either Oak Grove, Ashe County, High Brighton, or Maiden. No. I read the wrong one. Sorry, let me back that up. West Lincoln will be traveling to either Hendersonville, West Stanley, Shelby, Mountain Heritage, or Forbush. We know they're in the small 2A, so that's where they'll be going. Now, as far as Maiden goes, if they stay in the big, they'll be hosting North Davidson, Burns, Salisbury, or Mount Pleasant.
Maiden Burns. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
Now, if Maiden goes down to the 2A, then that's going to put 6 conference champions in the small 2A.
But not everybody gets a home game when you do that.
Yeah, 2 of them won't have home games. So Maiden if Maiden gets bumped to the bottom 2A, they might not be a home team anymore, Matt. And that happened to West Lincoln, I think, last year. Is they had a situation the same. They got bumped to the different A, and they went from having a home game to having to go to Shelby. I think that was 2 years. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they were not real happy about that, by the way.
No, I mean, obviously, and that's just what happened at the end. So, who's some of the big players this year in the South Fork 2A before you go, Matt?
Yeah, looking at, I'd go with Maiden. Player of the year, it's tough. I mean, Rhodes, their quarterback, he was the leading passer in the conference. He came on strong late in the season, like I said, and went past Tyler Mizell over there at East Lincoln, who had a big season. So Rhodes finished right around 1,500 yards. I think 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, something like that. So he had a big year. And then, like I said, they had the 2 top receivers in the league. I think with his big game last night, Culliver probably ended up being the leading receiver. 33, 34 catches, about probably right around 600 yards on the season. And Brennan James, the senior, wasn't far behind him. And then another guy, a team that didn't have as much team success, but Newton Conover, I know their running back, Alan Shade, was just putting up monster numbers, I think averaging, just shy of 200 rushing yards a game. So he obviously had a big season too, and definitely deserves some recognition for his performance, even though they didn't have the team success that a lot of people thought they might coming into the season.
Well, Matt, next week, like we said, with only one Lincoln County team on in, you guys will be on the road somewhere for the West Lincoln Rebels on WLON 107.5 FM, 1050 AM. I want to thank you and Logan for doing everything this year. You guys, it's your first year doing things, and you helped out us a lot, and Lincoln County and the folks over there, thank you guys. And got some tweets yesterday about listening to you, and a lot, nothing but nice things. But I want to thank everything that you and Logan do over there. Also, Peyton Warlick, Jason Sane, helping out on the tweets over there in Lincoln County as well. So in the conference, so we don't know what's ahead of us as far as that goes. But we'll have baseball in a couple of weeks, I guess. But right now we'll have West Lincoln next Friday night on WLON playoff football with Matt Chapman. Thank you, Matt.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. It's been a fun season. Can't wait for the playoffs next week.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
That was Matt Chapman talking South Fork 2A football. He's our Lincoln County play-by-play announcer with Logan Baker, and they finished up their broadcast season tonight, regular season. Countywide playoff teams, guys. 4 for 4 in Cleveland County. 1 for 4 in Lincoln County with West Lincoln making it. And in Rutherford County, 1 for 4, Thomas Jefferson made it. And the bad news, in Gaston County, 0 for 11.
Ooh.
Not a single school has made the playoffs. However, Dennis, there is a silver lining. Silver lining.
Okay, you're that kind of guy. Tell me about the silver lining.
Ashbrook is on the bubble to get in.
Ashbrook, of all the teams in Gaston County,
is on the bubble. Last year went 0 for the season, had only 20-some players on the roster.
Yeah.
This year they went 4-3, Dennis.
Wow.
Currently they are number 4 in our power poll.
Wow.
And Ashbrook's had a compared to last year, a fantastic season. They're sitting right now, according to this, in the 17 through 19 range.
Yeah.
And only 16 teams get in.
Oh.
So they're right there on the edge of the bubble, depending on what happens
so close,
tonight.
Yet so far away.
Asheville, North Henderson. What happened in that one? Didn't I hear that?
Asheville won.
Beat North Henderson.
Yeah.
And Ashbrook won. So that's going to put Ashbrook and Asheville tied at 4-2. Monroe's 4-2. Dennis, I just don't. Did Alexander Central won tonight? So basically, Ashbrook, Monroe, Marvin Ridge, and either Dudley or Southwest Guilford will be fighting for that final wild card spot.
How are they going to determine that?
Couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't know. There's I don't know how they'll pick that. Right now, they've got Dudley or Southwest Guilford as the final wild card spot, and then Ashbrook's one of the first teams out there with 2 losses. And we talked for the season, you get 2 losses unless your conference has 3.
Well, there's only 7 games.
Yeah, you're not getting in.
Yeah.
Asheville's getting in with 2. They're the 3rd seed in the Western Mountain 3A. We got Steve Degree on the line, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's up, Steve?
What's going on with you?
Well, I know, Steve, you're going to tell me what a good job the line did tonight, right?
The defense pitched a shutout tonight, Steve.
Yeah, I think we won 2-0.
Yeah, that's what we got you down for. We don't know if that's official, but that's what I got.
I think when you get a fourth, I think the score is 2-0.
I agree with you, Steve.
That's what they used to do anyway.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. Now, Steve, we're talking in your guys' conference, the Southwestern 2A. I want you to listen to this, okay? A couple of stats for you. South Point loses by 1, they lose by 2, and they lose by 2, and they're out of the playoffs.
Wow.
South Point has lost a total of 5 points this year and will not be in the playoffs. Now, Shelby, Steve, You guys are 5-2. However, you're 14 points away from being 2-5. So South Point misses the playoffs by only getting in 3 games lost by a grand total of 5 points, and you guys are a couple of scores away from being 2-5. And people, you don't look into the actual numbers on it, don't realize those and just see South Point Shelby. But how interesting is that? And then also, Steve, the game you guys played last week didn't matter nothing. Y'all get to 1 seed and Burns the 2, no matter what.
Well, that's great for the guys. Like I said, they didn't really end the game on a great note.
Right.
So at least they get a chance to redeem themselves coming to the playoffs.
Now,
you always want to be playing your best ball.
Did you hear me
into the playoffs?
Did you hear me a minute ago saying there's a chance you could be on the road depending on who wins out tonight?
Yeah, I heard that, but hopefully, Kevin, I love you, but hopefully you're wrong. I hope we get a home game.
Well, right, yeah. It's just a 5-way draw, and there's a 1 in 5 chance you're on the road, so it's not that terrible of a chance. But
yeah, the odds are favoring you.
You do got a 20% chance that you will be on the road.
Well, hopefully the seasons come out, tomorrow. We'll know exactly what's going on. Then Coach Wilbanks will have those guys prepared. And I want to say, Coach Wilbanks listening, I thank him for what he did this week. He took care of in-house what we needed to take care of, stuff I was reading about last week. And also he came over to the middle school today and taught some of the future Golden Lions, which I thought was real classy. You just straight up with them. Attitude, preparation, and hard work. That's what's going to get you to where you need to go.
Well, Steve, speaking of that middle school team, tell us, did you guys get to play this week? Is that championship game next week? What's the deal?
We'll be playing Wednesday at 3:30. We'll be playing East Rutherford for the middle school championship at Shelby. We last week we had got a forfeit game too from RS. So I guess Rutherford County likes to do forfeit. So the high school forfeit, then RS middle school forfeit. We're not having enough players. So we practiced. We gave them off. We went back to practice today. Had a good spirit to practice today. Like I said, Coach Wilbanks came over there, and after practice, we gave them a good home cooked meal, against some good meal. And also Dennis and Kevin, man, they gave me a retirement cake.
Oh. Well, that's happy but sad,
I've never
Steve.
experienced nothing like that before.
I'm happy that they gave you a cake. I'm sad that you're retirement. But I've got a special assignment for you, Steve.
Okay.
When you go to Rutherford County and y'all play, East apparently has a very good middle school team.
Mm-hmm.
But then the varsity this week couldn't get enough guys out to practice. Find out what's going on up there, would you? It looks bright for the future, but dismal for the present.
I think, Dennis, when you don't win, I think they went like 1-16 the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, something like that.
When you don't win, some of the kids, it's like cancer. Winning can be healthy, but when you lose, it's not healthy either. So these probably kids say, well, we ain't got nothing to play for. What am I going to go to practice for? We're going to lose anyway. Because that's what losing do for you. You don't want to continue to get beat.
Well, it's like you were talking about RS canceled their middle school, but their varsities had a pretty good year.
Right.
So I'm looking at, contradictions. A good varsity this year, but a bad middle school. I look at East, good middle school, but a bad varsity. It's like it's all screwed up for some reason. And I think some of the residents up there, from what I'm hearing, are beginning to scratch their heads and ask some questions. Don't want to get into any speculation about this, that, or the other. I'm just wondering, truthfully, what is going on up there?
And then, too, as a coach and as a parent, I don't feel like it's right for them to forfeit a game or for them to cancel a game, because you're teaching kids, well, when the times get hard, you quit. You just give up. And that's not what life's all about, because life ain't going to be that way all the time. You got to take the good with the bad. Keep rolling.
we talked in a pregame show about Bessemer City. They had 16 kids. They came out tonight, and they played Cherryville. And Cherryville's had their struggles this year, too. Cherryville played the game, won 43-30. Bessemer City didn't roll over, call in a forfeit, lay down and, boo-hoo or anything like that. They came out there like, Yellow Jackets, and they stung Cherryville for 30 tonight. So my hat's off to those teams in situations where they're outmanned and they don't have a Chinaman's chance sometimes of winning, as we say. And they came out there tonight and they manned up and showed themselves. And proudly, I tip my hat to them. I'm like you. I don't give up. I don't quit. And I don't forfeit.
Right. I mean, because, Bessemer City, they're going to be setting the company, and we'll be playing them next year. They'll let you know, look, we don't care how big and bad you are. We're going to come to play.
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to do. But also, I want to say, I went to the Kings Mountain Crest game tonight. I was very disappointed.
Me too.
I didn't think the score would be like that. That lopsided score. I think the difference when Crest lost the linebacker on defense.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference. And also they lost B.J. Fuller, the quarterback. And they had to put Ruff at quarterback. Now you done took the athlete, put him in the backfield at quarterback. He's got a lot more responsibility. Then you can key on him. And then Coach Lord sent the house. Now, 5 can't block 8. And that's what's a lot of going on. Well, he finally scored at the end on the long run, but might have been on some of the second teams.
Yeah.
But 28-0, I just didn't think the score would be like that.
Well, I didn't either, Steve. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to give credit to Kings Mountain. They came to play. They came prepared. Kings Mountain has had their losses of players and some kids that were crucial to them that maybe were not able to play as well. Crest, the Wesson kid who I understand this week signed with Gardner-Webb, that was a big loss on the defensive side. On the offensive side, Fuller is out, with the knee injury. There's your quarterback. That meant that Ruff had to go in and play quarterback. Now, normally that's a pretty good situation because he's done some Wildcat in the past. But I think the key to that was Coach Lloyd's been around long enough to know, hey, if you want to kill the snake, all you got to do is cut its head off. And if you wanted to stop Crest tonight, you keyed on Ruff. That's easier said than done, but they were able to do that because they have such a good defense.
And two, like you said, Coach Lloyd, he's a veteran coach. I think he might have run the same play about 7 times in a row. He ran it to the left, ran it to the right. Chris couldn't stop it. So at the end, Coach Lloyd just kept running the same play. Chris linebackers would come up to make the stop. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, first down. And that's what you do.
Well, Steve, I know you're an old Shelby guy, and I know you remember Coach Don Pack. And that's what Don used to do with the middle school program when he had it. He would just run that play until you stopped it, and then he'd run it to the other side.
That's right. When I played for Coach Pack, I think we had maybe 6 plays, or maybe 8, 4 to the left, 4 to the right, and very seldom threw it because he said when you throw the ball, 3 things going to happen, 2 of them bad.
That would be him.
Right. And also when you get behind and you're in the wishbone and stuff like that, you run the ball. When you get ahead, you use ball control.
Yeah.
Kings Mountain really didn't have to throw the ball, but they threw it a couple, dink passes to keep Chris honest. But in reality, they just ran the ball.
Yeah. And they had the ability to do that because they had the personnel to do that. Right. Kings Mountain played smart tonight. They won. I'm just curious if in somewhere down in the playoffs that Crest and Kings Mountain were to play again. I don't know. It would be who showed up and what did you learn from the last time we played?
I know this, like I say, when Kings Mountain started creeping them linebackers up, like Chris didn't have a clue. And they just did what they had to do, play smart football. That's what you got to do. Coach Lowe had them guys prepared. I'm not saying Coach Eddie didn't have his kids to play, but I think Kings Mountain tonight won was a little bit more than Chris did.
Yeah. In the pregame show, Shannon and I both agreed that the big boys up front were going to determine how this game turned out. Steve, that's your area of expertise. What did you see up front tonight on both sides?
Well, actually, this is my first time seeing Chris. Boy, they got some big offensive linemen. I was telling a couple of guys over there, I said, God, they huge up front. But Kings Mountain used their quickness on him. Now, you think that Day-Day Wilson is a ball player. That number 5, he's a better ball player. He played better to me this year than Day-Day did. Because that number 5 for Kings Mountain, his last name Wilson, I believe, man, he was all over the place. Number 15, they was all over the place. So it was just a hard, good defensive game. Coach Wilson, their defensive coordinator, I think it's his name, had a good game plan against Chris.
Well, should they meet again, it might be a different story. But if the situation is that the big boys up front are playing like they did tonight, it'll be another victory for Kings Mountain. All right, Steve, we appreciate your insights this year. You had a rare night off tonight, so you could go see somebody else play. And we wish you good luck next Wednesday against the Rutherford County, East Rutherford team over there.
They're the East Middle School Vikings.
We can hear that. Who's doing that? Barking? Yeah. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. We had a little distraction here in the studio. It's been one of them nights, Steve.
Yeah, I said we
had a coyote loose in here tonight.
Vikings.
Anyway. All right, Steve. Thank you for calling in. Well, Kevin.
Well, it's time for a break.
Time for a break. JP, break it down, buddy.
Full Throttle Powersports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Powersports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts, too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. That's Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. The fire that you desire is found at Future Energy Company on West Graham Street in Shelby. For 38 years, Future Energy Company in Shelby has been keeping Cleveland County warm and cozy with gas logs and fireplace inserts, plus keeping you fed with a Big Green Egg and Green Mountain pellet grills. And they carry the Yeti coolers too. So for the fire that you desire, see Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Uptown Shelby, or online at futureenergyco.com. Now you can get metal roofing at getabuilding.com in Shelby. Yes, all colors of metal roofing with a 40-year paint warranty. And now priced at just $227 a linear foot. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Ask to see the selection today of metal roofing at getabuilding.com. Plus, see them for your carports, garages, barns, and storage buildings. Call 704-482-7880. And you too can become a happy customer at getabuilding.com. Visit the website or at the location at 1705 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. They are the building people. Attention contractors. H&M Industries in Shelby sells wholesale. You get wholesale pricing, like vinyl windows as low as $149 with a lifetime warranty on frames and sash, plus low E argon, extra strength glass as low as $149, plus metal roofing, just 82 cents a square foot with a 40-year warranty. And get vinyl siding at wholesale prices too. That's H&M Industries, 3931 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-734-9900 or visit the website at hmindustries.com. The big truck has backed up, and the scratch and dent appliances have been unloaded at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come see the selection, but hurry, they won't last long. All kinds of appliances, washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and more. Bring your stimulus check and drive away with your new appliance. From Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Save the date. That's Friday, April 16th for the Giant Spring Open House event at Hojo Powersports and Equipment in Shelby. There will be super specials on their full line of equipment. Take 15% off Shindawa trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws. Plus, the boss will be there broadcasting live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Again, that's Friday, April 16th, the Spring Open House event at Hojo Powersports and Equipment, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Hey, look at them beans. Look at them beans. And look at that corn. And I bet them watermelons must be 3 feet long.
Your beans will look that good with a stop at Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain. Come get your seeds now and get a head start on that spring garden. Beans, corn, cantaloupes, cucumbers, squash, and more. And now's the time to put on that crabgrass preventer. Plus, you'll find mulch, fertilizer, lime, pine needles, and grass seed too. Get those seeds now at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Look at them beans.
100 years of anything means a lot. And at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, you'll find over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. So they must be doing something right. If you're in the market for a new bike, trike, or four-wheeler, or ATV, see the folks you can depend on for sales, service, and parts. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, with over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
And we're back on the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show.
That would be us right here, right now.
Yeah.
And we got scores for you. Andre has been working his little fingers to the bone in there, coming up with these scores from here, there, and everywhere. And we might as well go over them, Kevin, unless you want to take off on something else here.
No, go ahead while I'm updating some scores.
Well, you update some stuff. I'm going to start with the big match over here tonight, Cherryville versus Bessemer City. I hear the wolf howling on that one. Cherryville 43, Bessemer City 30 tonight. Andre is happy. The full moon has got him stirred up tonight, folks. All right. Up at Tom is going to be calling in here in just in a moment. It's Burns 70, RS Central 39. And we had, North Lincoln 40, Bandy's 19. And last night we had Maiden 32 and Lincolnton 7. Shelby got the forfeit tonight from East Rutherford, 2-0, officially. West Lincoln went over to the Cherokee Casino tonight, and they had the odds rolling because they won 35-7. East Lincoln came back tonight on a winning streak, 30-7 over Newton Conover. And congratulations to Ashbrook tonight. They took on their crosstown rival Hunter Huss and beat them 30-17 tonight. Chase and South Point. South Point Red Raiders come roaring back after starting the game the year off with a 2-point loss down at with Burns coming to town. South Point 36, Chase 34 tonight. Congratulations to both of those teams. Really put together solid seasons. Sometimes South Point, after starting off bad, came back. Chase, consistent throughout the year. East Gaston and North Gaston tonight. East Gaston, in overtime, takes the victory 28-25 over North Gaston tonight. And Kings Mountain, congratulations. They are the conference champions tonight. They defeated Crest by a score of 28-7, and it wasn't that close. Forest View, 45, Kramer 19. It was Owen. That's Roy Williams' old school. He used to coach basketball up there back in when he and I were rooming together in the summers. Owens 55, Madison 7. It was West Iredale over Fred T. Ford 16-13. High Brighton Panthers took care of Patton tonight 62-0. Bunker Hill 38, West Caldwell 7. It was Drone 41, East Burke 28. Mountain Island Charter last night took care of business. Chris Hawk, good job, 60-19 over Union Academy. Oh, Christ the King beat Highland Tech tonight, Kevin, 14-7. It was Pine Lake Prep over Community School of Davidson tonight, 24-15. St. Stephen's over Hickory, 27-19. It was South Caldwell 20, but Alexander Central had 49. McDowell, the Titans are victorious tonight. Best season McDowell's had in 3 years. I know that's at least 3 wins for them. They beat Freedom tonight, 30-6. It was Watauga and T.C. Roberson tonight, with surprisingly T.C. Roberson beating them 47-36. Ashe County over Starmount tonight, 27-20. It was Robbinsville 17, Murphy 7. It was Hendersonville 27 and Swain County 20. It was Asheville 33, North Henderson 14, North Buncombe 36, West Henderson 22, and Andrews 40 and Rosman 6 tonight, Kevin.
All right, Tommy, you on the line?
I'm still here.
There you
What's
are.
going
There you
on?
go. Hey, it's about as long as the game tonight, Tommy.
Yeah, just a lot of touchdowns, 10 for Burns, and I think 6 for our Central. So it got out of hand not till the fourth quarter. I mean, it was a competitive game. RS Central had a lot of big plays, especially in their passing game. I mean, they had 9 completions coming into this game, and 6 of them were touchdowns. So, I mean, it's that triple option offense that creates the opportunity for the big pass because they, you draw your safeties and corners up and you just throw over the top. And that's what happened a number of times. And they threw they had one incompletion where they should have had another touchdown. They really conceivably could have had 4 touchdowns off long pass plays. So it was a lot of offense tonight, and game takes forever. Whenever you have 16 touchdowns, it's going to take a while. But Jeremiah Norris had a $185, and he's really electric. If he turns the corner, man, there's not a whole lot of guys that can run him down. And he just had another great night. And Sweezy had a good night, both running and throwing the ball. Had a couple of long touchdown passes. So good night in the end. Like I said, it took a long time. Got a few bolts to tighten a little bit before the playoffs, but main thing is we're there. Great job, 5-1 in the conference, and we're going to the playoffs.
Well, Tom, if on the pregame show I'd told you RS Central's going to hang 39 on you tonight, would you have thought, oh, no, we've lost this game?
Oh, no, because Central's given up. I mean, they gave up 49 to Chase last week, or 50, or 50 to Chase last week. I know they had given up some points, and they are a little suspect on the defensive side of the ball, especially against the run game. So, now, if it was 39 points, it wouldn't have surprised me that if Burns was still able to win. It would have surprised me if they gave up that many points, though. They'd only given up 60 all year coming into that game.
Well, what would you have thought?
They give up 39.
What would you have said if I told you, now RS, Tom, is going to hang 39 on you tonight, but you're going to beat them by 31?
Yeah, I wouldn't think we'd beat them by 31. I didn't expect to have 70 points. The last touchdown was Trey Young running in a pick 6, and then Norris could have had another touchdown at the end, but Coach Devine, very sportsmanlike, told him to just to slide down and not score that last touchdown, and the referees did a very good job of letting that clock run out, not hurrying up and setting the ball and all that. They took their time and let that game end. And it did get ugly in the fourth quarter. I want to say Burns had 4 scores in the fourth quarter. So it didn't get ugly to the end, but it did get ugly there at the end. But moving forward, I mean, I was listening to earlier, breaking down all the playoff possibilities, and it's just up in the air. I guess we're just going to have to wait. I know that Burns, there's no way you're going to get a home game, but interesting to see who we play. A maiden matchup would be interesting. I know that you guys were talking them up. They've got a lot of good players, and I think that'd be pretty intriguing, pretty local matchup between Burns and Maiden, conceivably, but I guess we have to see where all the chips fall.
Well, Tom, there is a possibility that you have a home game. And that's if Maiden gets ruled as into the small 2A instead of the big. Going into the night, they were in big, but they're right on the bubble. If they get bumped to small, there'll only be 3 top top seeds in the 2. Or no, there'll be more in the 2. No, if they go 2, y'all are in the small. Never mind, I was reading that backwards. No, y'all are in the big. I got you guys in the big. So if Maiden goes down, you guys will have a possibility. It'll be either you or North. It'll probably be you playing North Davidson or Maiden. Sorry. Let me get this clear. If Maiden goes down, this is only confusing because this is the Athletic Association stuff. If Maiden goes down, Tom, it's pretty much North Davidson versus Burns by my count, and one of you is going to be at home.
Who's got the better record?
Did North Davidson win tonight? I just looked.
I don't think we had North
They
Davidson.
were undefeated until tonight. In Oak Grove, they were against Oak Grove.
Well, if they were undefeated tonight, even if they lost,
right,
they would still have a better record than Burns.
North Davidson tonight, they're up 14-13 in the third quarter was the last thing that it said. They're still up 14-13 in the third quarter, so it would be they would be undefeated. North Davidson and Oak Grove are playing for first and second right now. One of them's going to have one loss, so it'll be you guys and them. One of you. The thing about it is, Tom, there is no tiebreaker. It's just drawing. So once you get to that point and they draw, I can't tell you anything other than it looks like you have a possibility, but it's very slim, and it depends on whether Maiden gets bumped to the small 2A.
Okay, so in other words, it's complicated.
Yeah, I may be able to have it. I may be able to have it fished out by tomorrow. Is what I
started to say, Tom. Tune in tomorrow, and on the sports show in the morning, and you'll get your questions answered.
Yeah, I will be tuned in. I will be there. So I'll get it broke down for me by Kevin in the morning. But I think that I just want to say congratulations to Coach Devine. I know that was a tough loss last week at Crest. We had some high aspirations to win that game, but he was able to rally his troops and get them focused. And when RS Central made a couple runs at him, he had answers for them. So I just want to give credit to him and his staff for putting together a good game plan today and getting the victory. I mean, RS Central's played pretty well all year. They've got a big win over South Point. They played pretty well against Shelby and Chase. So, I mean, it was just tough for them to end their season the way it did, but just congratulations to our boys, Coach Devine and his staff, and we'll just see where the chips fall and be ready for next week.
Well, Tom, I want to say this personally. I'm proud of the job that you did this year broadcasting the Burns games. It's not been easy, but I'm also proud of Burns playing football at the level that they played this year. It's not been but a few years ago that things didn't look quite as rosy as they did. You guys had a solid record and a solid performance, and I expect that you'll do well in the playoffs. Whether you win the state championship or not, you've represented Cleveland County very well in the 2A ranks this year.
Well, we appreciate that, and they've got a good group of boys over there. They got a lot of young kids too. I mean, they got some senior leadership with Sweezy and a few others, but they've got a lot of young guys playing well. I mean, Norris is a freshman, and Mooney's going to take over the quarterback next year. He's going to be a sophomore next year. So they've got a good mix of senior leadership and younger talent coming up. So hopefully they can keep it going, and they've got a good vibe over there going the last few years when Coach Devine's come back to coach the team. So hopefully they just keep it going, and we'll just sit around and wait and play the guessing game to see who we've got next week.
Oh, yeah, and Tom, I'd like to congratulate you on a personal level for selling your boat this week.
Yeah, I sold one, and then the other one's in the shop. So, I mean, one step forward, two steps back. So
there you go.
One of those things. I tell you what, I'm saying it on the air. This is my last boat, Dennis.
Well, there's 2 times you're real happy with the boat: the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
And the day you sell it. Yep. The day I'm done with boats until when I can write a check for a $50,000 boat, that's when I'll get another one. But until that time, I'm done. I may just go drill a hole in this one and sink it in Moss Lake and be done. But anyway, that's my boat story for today.
Well,
I appreciate you guys and the job you do on the postgame show.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. We appreciate the job that you guys do broadcasting the game. until next week in the
All
playoffs.
right.
All right, Tommy. We'll see you in the morning. We got all kinds. We got a big schedule tomorrow. Masters and NASCAR and baseball and basketball and this.
Did they not move that out of Georgia?
No, they didn't move that out of Georgia.
Didn't move the Masters out of Georgia.
Well, we'll see you in the morning, Tommy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, brother. Tom, we want to thank also, thank him tonight, working hard up there. They had a short in the equipment up there, and they couldn't hear it because it was between them to sending it to us. So we had to let Tom know, and want to thank for our listeners. If you want to let us know or call to let us know. Yeah, we knew was having a little trouble with that, and Tom was holding the wire during the fourth quarter and all those all those extra points.
That's why I said it was a long game.
Oh goodness, tough for him. I'm working on the splits on some of this. It looks like I'm just going to go with what we got in the 2A, unless and I'll look over it during the breaks. But right now, the 2AA has 4 1 seeds: North Davidson, Ash, High Brighton, and Maiden. They'll get the home games. Oak Grove, Burns, Salisbury, and the wild card, which right now is Mount Pleasant, will be traveling. So Burns, according to this, will be either at North Davidson, at Ashe County, at High Brighton, or Maiden. Okay?
Okay.
Shelby, that we went over this a little while ago, there's 5 1 seeds there. So when they draw, if they're a top 4 seed, they'll get a home game. If they get the 5th seed, they'll be away at one of the 1 seeds. If they get one of the top 3 seeds, they'll be hosting either Bunker Hill, West Lincoln, or Walkertown.
Okay.
So Shelby, if you draw a top 3 seed, you'll be facing Bunker Hill, West Lincoln, or Walkertown. If you draw the 4 or 5 seed, you'll be facing either Hendersonville, West Stanley, Mountain Heritage, or Forbush. Thoughts on that, Dennis?
Like Tom said, confusing, isn't it?
Well, goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's talk about the 3A.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Kings Mountain is the number 1 seed, conference champion. Tip of the hat to you, JP, in there.
So in the 3AA, we will have Kings Mountain as a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Statesville as a 1 seed.
Yeah, the Greyhounds.
Either them or West Rowan. I think let's check on that score before we get any further than that, so we'll know. What conference are they in? What is that? Do you know the name of it?
That's a good question.
I don't off the top of my head. It's easy to find. So Statesville or West Rowan will be a 1 seed there. I'm just going to write Statesville down for now. They're both 4-0 playing each other tonight. AC Reynolds was a 1 seed.
Yeah.
And we were waiting on that score of Tuscola tonight. So there's only 3 1 seeds in the AA.
That means one of those teams, like a Crest, possibly could get a home game.
Right. Crest, Robinson, or Catholic will be a 4 seed. The others will be 5 and 6. So you're going to be playing
one of those teams,
either Robinson or Catholic, or if you don't draw the 4 or 5 and you get the 6, you'll have to play one of the 1 seeds.
Ooh.
So it's either Robinson or Catholic in a 4 or 5 matchup, and it could be a home game, or you have to travel to either Kings Mountain, Statesville, or AC Reynolds. So there's a 3rd place team that got a place. They got a C, that's Asheville, and then the wild card will be the loser of that Statesville West Rowan game. The winner could be the 1 seed. The loser could be the 8 seed.
Whoops.
And again, folks, they're random draw, so we can't even tell. So Statesville won tonight. So Statesville beats West Rowan, and that means Statesville will have that 1 seed. West Rowan will be the wild card. So, folks, the wild card, now, let me check this real quick, Dennis, because the wild card, it says West Rowan is first in line at 4-0 in their conference. They just got beat. Well, Alexander Central just went 5-1 in their conference. So they have more wins than West Rowan.
Yeah.
So who's going to get that wild card?
Luck of the draw.
All right, in the 3A, the small 3, was that Crescent the one, smaller?
Small.
They were in the small. That was the
Kings
small.
Mountain's in small.
That was the small. So in the big 3AA, we're not even going to mess with those tonight because none of our teams are in it. So let's go over our local teams are in the playoffs, folks. The 4 Cleveland County teams and West Lincoln.
There you
That's
go.
it. That
Scoop,
is it.
There it is.
The only playoff teams. Now, I skipped one. Thomas Jefferson.
That's
those
1A,
were our public
though.
schools. Thomas Jefferson is the only other school in our area, our 4 counties, that are in the playoffs right now. And it's Gaston, Lincoln, Cleveland, and Rutherford County, the only 4 teams in the playoffs. Polk County will make the 1A as a wild card team.
Yeah.
Maiden will make it, but they're not in our 4 counties. We're going around the outside
that
counties.
Polk County, if somebody won tonight, they were going to have a drawing.
Right. That was I just saw that a minute ago, and I was going to announce that.
Was it Mitchell and Avery, or
it might have been?
Yeah, it was at the Mitchell and Avery game.
Right. And I don't have a final on it, but they've already had the drawing. Hold on, Dennis, I'll tell you who won. Oh, Mitchell defeats Avery, and then they won the draw.
Okay.
So Mitchell gets the 1, the top seed, and then Avery does not. Thomas Jefferson, I don't know. They've got a draw for that too, Dennis, because them and Pine Lake Prep, they played a different number of games, even in the conference. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that. So Thomas Jefferson, Pine Lake Prep didn't even have to play each other. One of them, 3-6.
Well, Polk didn't even play their last 2 games because of COVID.
Well, Jefferson's on the far bottom of the 1As, so they're going to be in a low 1A. Pine Lake Prep, I want to find out where they're at because it may not matter if they split them up. Yeah, Pine Lake Prep's at the top. So Jefferson's probably going to get a home game, at least to start. So for you folks in Rutherford County, I would say expect a home game. Could not tell you who it's going to be against. I have not broke down the 1As on this sheet yet. The 1A's got 6 wild card teams. So a lot of teams are going to get in, and depending on the splits, I'm not going through and counting those right now. So,
and as good as RS and Chase were this year,
right,
much improved, Thomas Jefferson gets to the playoffs. They get to go home.
I mean, Dennis, South Point loses how many games this year? 2?
2.
By Grant?
Well, they lost 3 games by less than a total of how much a touchdown is.
So where did they go? South Point, Big South. No, they're in the y'all in the Southwest, right?
Now South Point will be 3A next year.
Right. Hold on. South Point Max Preps football. I've got that in front of me too, because people were wanting to know about that. Some of our local teams that are South Point will be 3A. Huss volunteered to move up, which is weird.
Well, they were going to have to play with Thomas Jefferson and
in Cherville and everybody. So
Cherville and Vesper City.
And you know, you choose that for conference, but Dennis, come playoff time, you shoot yourself in the foot by that, I would think.
But on the other hand, if you're the 1A school like Thomas Jefferson in that conference, you could have 4 losses and be the number 1 seed.
Hey, why are you leaving yet? I need just stay here another few minutes just in case. Give me about 5 or 10 minutes. Looking at that, so Catholic's moving up, Dennis.
Yeah.
Kings Mountain staying the same.
Weddington's moving up.
AC Reynolds is moving up.
Yeah.
So
all those Buncombe County schools are going to be 4A.
Well, a lot of you're right. And so when you're looking at looking down through it, a lot of basically the competitions I just said in the playoff teams that we just read a minute ago are moving up.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's coming down to Kings Mountain Crest in those basically 4 teams. J.M. Robinson, I think they're moving up too. Let me make
they'll
sure.
Be 4A.
Of course, it's supposed to be in alphabetical order here. H-I-J. Is it in the R's?
Yeah.
It's not neither one of them.
Robinson.
Dennis, I look at a piece of paper here. H-I-J. There's no J's, M's, or Robinsons.
It's okay,
on that
Kevin.
sheet.
I went to Appalachian too.
I mean, this is stupid.
Yeah. North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Well, I tell you what, no matter what they did, they left J.M. Robinson off this school list.
Yeah.
I got a list here, Dennis, of 222 schools. And unless, did you say, they're 3A now? They're going to 2A next year.
Wow.
So Robinson is moving down to 2A. They're moving down, not up. Okay. So
Who's there?
They were
J.M.
on,
Robinson.
They were on the list, believe it or not. All right, JP, we need to take one more break and come back and finish up the show, okay? We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll finish up the show, power rankings and everything else as get ready for next week here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
You got your go-tos, your standbys, even your favorites. But the beefy, cheesy burgers at McDonald's take you back to where it all began. Your Bite Zero, when you first tasted what a burger should be like. 2 perfectly seasoned beef patties stacked with a single slice of melty cheese on a golden bun. Now at McDonald's, get 2 McDouble burgers for $3. Whatever it is to you, classics are classics for a reason. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's next?
Code 12, flickering lights.
What if it's a ghost this time? Please enter. Definitely a ghost.
I've seen malarkey like this before. Classic bad wiring.
We got this. Thank you.
See, Pete, no ghosts.
Oh no, this place is totally haunted.
See, Jane? You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Attention home buyers, call Neal & Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Neal & Co. will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Neal & Co. Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate. Give them a call at 704-434-9411. This day and time, you need every advantage possible. And it's the same when it comes to taxes. And Noel K. at Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service in Shelby is the place to go to get every advantage that you deserve. They'll work hard to take advantage of the credits and deductions. Just call 704-484-2783 and learn more. Get the advantage. See Noel K. at Numbers Bookkeeping and Income Tax Service, 707 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. They're there for you. Online at numbersofshelby.com. Full Throttle Powersports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Powersports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. That's Full Throttle Powersports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
And we're back on the Full Throttle Powersports post-game show. I gotta tell y'all, I really hate that we can no longer think of the Ronaldo Automo post-game show.
Yeah, well,
but
can you roll your tongue on the Full Throttle Powersports?
Full throttle. Full throttle.
Yeah, I was about to say Full Throttle post-game show.
There you go.
So, folks, we didn't have any highlights tonight. The Twitter sphere is all kinds of messing
It's
up.
all
But the
Twittered out.
highlights are up. So, if you want to see the highlights of a game, go to Twitter and follow KTC Broadcasting or What's Up Shopper, or type in hashtag KTC Scores or KTC Sports, and you'll find the scores for tonight. So, we've been trying to bring them up, and some of them come up, some of them don't. But I'm with just a few minutes left in the show, I'm not going to play the guessing game on which ones work and which ones don't. So, folks, go online. I'll pull some up in the morning while we talk about them if it'll work in the morning. Twitter's had some rough night. We did have that one touchdown that came right at us. That was pretty cool, Dennis. See, I got half of them. All right, well, let's give the scores for the radio, folks. And give what we're going to do next week. I'll give the scores here real quick. I know, Dennis, you've read these probably 1,000 times. You're already tired of that. Burns 70-39 over RS Central. Bessemer City loses 43-30 at Cherryville. North Lincoln wins at home over Bandy's 40-19. Maiden wins at home against Lincoln 32-7. West Lincoln wins on the road at Cherokee 35-7. East Lincoln 30-7 over Newton Conover at home. Ashbrook at home, winners in the Battle of the Bell. They get paid to Bell Green 30-17 over Hunter Huss. Chase loses by 2 at South Point 36-34. I can only imagine, Dennis, the extra points came into play in that score, looking at that. And that's every South Point game this year.
Maybe the kicker had a soccer game.
Who knows? East Gaston wins. They got a streak.
Yeah, 1.
No, 2. They won last week. They beat East Rutherford last week.
Wow.
East Gaston ends the season on a 2-game winning streak.
There is
Said
hope.
it out loud. The East Gaston Warriors win the season on a winning streak, 2 games. Congratulations to the Warriors in overtime tonight. 28-25 victors over the North Gaston Wildcats. Kings Mountain, 28-7 over Crest, on what was billed to be a big, tight game, and it just never developed, Dennis. 45-19, Forest View at Kramer. Mountain Island Charter wins 60-19 over Union County. Highland Tech falls 14-7. And Highland Tech this year with 2 victories. No, 1 victory is what they had. But most of their games, Dennis, they weren't blowouts. They're actually close games with Union and Cherville and Bessemer and everyone else.
Maybe they and East Gaston could have a bowl game.
Getting something going together there. Pine Lake Prep 24-15 over Community School of Davidson. St. Stephen's 27-19 over Hickory. Alexander Central 49-20 over South Caldwell. McDowell 30-6 over Freedom. And Shelby 2-0 over East Rutherford in a forfeit. Owen 55-7 over Madison. West Iredale 16-13 over Ford. High Brighton 62-0 over Patton. Bunker Hill 38-7 at West Caldwell. Drone 41-28 at East Burke. Watauga falls 47-36 at TC Roberson. Starmount loses at Ashe County 27-20. Murphy loses at Robbinsville 17-7. Hayesville wins at Swain County 27-20. Asheville wins at North Henderson 33-14. West Henderson falls 36-22 at North Buncombe. Andrews wins 46 over Rosman. And I don't have the final on the Polk County score, but they did get in the playoffs. For you Polk County fans, you're going to be a wild card team.
Well, their games, Kevin, if you remember, because of COVID, their game last week and this week were canceled.
Right. And so I'm getting texts in. Some of the teams across the state, Dennis, had some lightning delays tonight. So that's why the delay on some of these scores tonight. Some of the folks actually had a thunderstorm set down on them tonight during the game. So
wow.
That's why we don't have all the scores, folks. We got most of them. I had here it is. Asheville, I just do clinches a 3rd place automatic bid. It says North Henderson will miss the playoffs. So Asheville clinches that 3rd. We already had them in there. They are in Crest in them's division. So Asheville, West Rowan, Alexander Central, one of those teams could be coming to Kings Mountain. Again, like we said, Crest, who knows? We'd love to be able to tell you tomorrow morning.
Tune in next week.
I guess we won't. Yeah, tune in next week. So as far as next week goes.
Yeah.
All 4 teams in Cleveland County are in the playoffs. We are doing a Cleveland County game of the week on the radio.
Okay.
So only one of you guys will be on the radio next week. We don't know. Now, here's the philosophy. As I accidentally swallowed a piece of ice. Hold on.
I'm not giving you no mouth to mouth.
I wasn't trying to get ice in my mouth. I needed to clear my throat. All right. So as far as that goes, Dennis.
Yeah.
We would prefer to do a close away game.
Close away game. I got
Prefer.
you. Yeah.
So if Burns is playing at Maiden, we would like to do that game.
That would be close but away.
If Burns is at, say, Ashe County,
nah,
we'll probably be doing Crest or Kings Mountain or Shelby.
And
so
if Crest is playing at
Crest is going to be on the road, Burns is going to be on the road, Shelby may be at home, Kings Mountain will be at home. Kings Mountain, as far as that goes on
we can do mark
playoff
off Kings
games.
Mountain. We're not going to do the Kings Mountain game.
Probably not.
That's right. Their rules doesn't apply
right.
now.
In the playoffs, the North Carolina Athletic Association controls that. All right, so we're going to pick and choose next week based on distance matchups, so we don't know. Now, West Lincoln could be facing Shelby. If that's the case, that'll be an easy call. Shelby will be on the Lincoln end station.
I could see Jeff Jones and Brent Pasco wanting to call that game.
Well, too bad for them because it'll be the Lincoln and people on the Lincoln end station. So, Shelby fans, you'll be getting the Lincoln announcers for that game if they play each other. And for you folks, in the past we've tried to separate all of our announcers and for all the teams and get your hometown announcers. But once this happens, Dennis, and we went from having 11 regular season games per team. That's 44. Right. We went from having 44 regular season video games to 7.
Yeah.
So someone,
not by our choice,
someone in the Cleveland County schools owes my children an apology because Santa will not be bringing as many presents this Christmas, Dennis. Hate to put it like that, but I mean, the government employees are getting paid the same whether they broadcast these games or not.
This is true.
The small businesses, the local businesses are not. So when every time the government school does a ball game, the principal at that school or AD technically takes a Christmas present out from under the tree of my children.
We could say that this
hate to go that way, but that's the way it is, folks.
We could say this is an unfunded government mandate against radio.
I don't know. Yeah, where's the FCC? All right, here's our top 10 tonight, Dennis.
Lay it on me.
Ooh, I don't know if you're ready for that. Let's see. 6. Let me put this in order. I got 5, 7 points. They're going to 6. 1, 2, 3. Let me make 7, 8, 9, and 10. West Lincoln falls out. West Lincoln wins tonight, and they fell 2 spots.
Oh.
So here we go. Number 10 in the What's Up Shopper PowerPoint. Number 11 is West Lincoln on the outside looking in. They're one of the playoff teams.
I thought they won tonight.
They did.
How do you win? Never mind. It's been
Well,
that kind of year.
they beat a 1A team, Dennis.
Oh.
Forest View, number 10 with 6 power points. They're tied with North Lincoln. North Lincoln gets the 9 spot on the tiebreaker. Number 8, the Burns Bulldogs. No, let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I said that wrong. So North Lincoln's 10. North Lincoln's 10 at 6. Shelby's number 9. Okay?
Wait a minute. Shelby's 9?
Right.
Ooh.
Burns is 8.
Oh.
South Point, 7.
Ah.
Pine Lake Prep, number 6. Pine Lake Prep won a 4-way tiebreaker with South Point, Burns, and Shelby based on 7-0. And the other teams have 2 losses apiece. Then it got to defense. South Point's giving up the less number of points than Burns and Shelby. So South Point not in the playoffs is ranked ahead of them. Now, folks, guess what? It's okay. Don't worry about your rankings because all those 6 teams are the only teams that's going to be in the rankings next Friday because all these teams just got eliminated from the ranking starting next week because of the playoffs. So this changes officially on Monday, Dennis, because we got to kick the teams out. So this is how they finish the regular season. But as soon as the playoffs start, it changes back. So what we've got here, top 5 right now, Thomas Jefferson, 8 power points, 6-0 on the season. Great season going on. At number 4, Ashbrook, 10 power points, 4-3 on the season. Maiden is number 3, 12 power points, 6-0, undefeated on the season. The Crest Chargers are number 2, 15 power points, 6-1 on the season. And number 1 for the entire season, Kings Mountain Mountaineers, 20 power points, 7-0. All right, Dennis, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Let the playoffs begin.
Well, folks, tune in tomorrow morning. We'll break down that and more. We'll have Major League Baseball, NASCAR, PGA, NFL, NCAA, high school news, and more. Saturday morning sports talk, 8 a.m., 10:15 a.m. If you're watching online, all you got to do is follow the links again and watch us live tomorrow online on KTC. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Again, we'll go over the scores one more time for you radio listeners. I'm going to read them one more time, and then JP's can probably I tell you what, JP, I can play some playmakers in here. How about that? hit the number 4 there. Hit the simple phone, Dennis. All right. Burns 70-39 over RS Central. Vesper City Falls 43-30. Cherville North Lincoln 40-19 over Vandy. Maiden 32-7 over. Turn that down just a little bit. Slide that down. I can hear myself a little bit better. West Lincoln 35-7 over Cherokee. East Lincoln 30-7 over Newton Conover. Ashbrook 37 over Hunter Huss. South Point 36-34 over Chase. East Gaston 28-25 over North Gaston. Kings Mountain 28-7 over Crest. Forest View 45-19 over Kramer. Mountain Island 16-19 over Union Academy. Highland Tech Falls 14-7 at Christ the King. Pine Lake 24-15 over Community School of Davidson. St. Stephen's 27-19 over Hickory. Alexander Central 49-20 over South Caldwell. McDowell 30-6 over Freedom. Shelby 2-0 over East Rutherford. Owen 55-7 over Madison. West Iredale 16-13 over Ford. High Brighton 62-0 over Patton. Bunker Hill 38-7 over West Caldwell. Drone 41-28 over East Burke. Watauga Falls 47-36 to TC Roberson. Ashe County 27-20 over Starmount. Robbinsville 17-7 over Murphy. Hayesville 27-20 over Swain County. Asheville 33-14 over North Henderson. North Buncombe 36-22 over West Henderson. Andrews 40-6 over Rosman. And the rest of you guys can get yourselves.
Come on, man.
Good night, everybody. North NC Full Throttle Powersports.com postgame show. Go visit them in Lowell this weekend, next week. We'll see you next week on KTCBroadcasting.com.